Hey guys, back at you again. This is Mark with Behind Closed Doors. Everybody can get it. Hey guys, thank you for chiming in to Behind Closed Doors. This is our YouTube podcast feature here. Um, this is special to me. As I said, I was going to follow it with a more detailed video. If you did follow us on the Facebook as well, I kind of left a little day three, right? Day three, um, what's transpired with our sour salts bitters challenge, right? 30-day challenge. This is day three, as I mentioned. I got the bottle up there so you guys can see it. I mean, it's been a lot of hype, right? It's been a lot of hype on social media, internet, and all that kind of stuff. I thought this was something that I definitely can do. It's been introduced to me, before, but I really did some research on it, looked it up, and I said, okay, you know what? It's time to dive in. One of the things that I found with the sour sop is that I needed something to get rid of the old, right? How could I bring in new when ultimately I still have the old in me? So this right here, I think, was a huge thing, and I'm referring to like what's inside of my body, right? I seen some of the things that it can do, and I thought I said, hey, you know what? Let's put it to the test, right? And being that I have such a following, right? I have people that believe I'm not an AI guy, right? I'm a real guy, right? I thought this would benefit a lot of people in the following. I did, as I see in the comments, a lot of people encouraging me to keep pushing, all that other good stuff. But as well, right at the same time, I knew something else that goes hand in hand with trying this challenge, right? It's 2 tablespoons, by the way, guys. 2 tablespoons. So like I said, this is the third day. I took my tablespoons already. This equivalents out to about 2 weeks, right? So I got 2 bottles. It came with 2 bottles. So I also use the bar sours to kind of chase it a little bit because the taste is indeed what it is, horrible. Okay, right? I'm not going to even cut no corners. I'm not going to bullshit you guys. I'm just going to let you know it is what it is. All right. On top of that, it gave me the opportunity also to, kind of spiritually connect as well, with, having, going on a fast, right? Not just a fast of food, not just a fast of that, but a fast in, the spiritual journey. I need that to kind of push the engine a little bit to kind of stay focused and things like that. As I mentioned in the other video, I made up these little smoothie things here, right? 16-ounce jars, right? I got my own little mixer and all that kind of stuff. I get frozen fruit and vegetables, blend them up, and this is pretty much what I consume, right? Outside of fresh fruit, water, right? Plenty of water, and guys, like I said, and I did say, for my guys that came from YouTube, I mentioned that yes, indeed, it was some weird stuff in my poop, right? To say the least, I had about 2 or 3 poop jobs, right? I do have pictures. If that thrill you guys or you need that burden of proof, I do have pictures, so you can DM me right now. DM me, guys, right? Once again, this is the Behind Closed Doors 30-day sour sop challenge, right? This is day three. Day three, guys. Where are you guys chiming in from? Roll call, guys. Where are you guys chiming in from? What city, what state, what country, right? We're down, behind closed doors is all over, right, guys? We're all over, literally. And I thank everybody for making behind closed doors what it is. But like I said, currently you're on the podcast. I'm gonna break things down a little bit, man. If I was to break this down per spoon, it's almost like it's very medicine-y, right? I mean, it's. I wanted to try to compare it to something, and it's hard for me to do it. The only thing I could probably get close to it is probably castor oil. I grew up taking castor oil back in the days, and that's what it has, that very medicine-y, chemically type stuff. Now, this is not your typical bitters, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, and everything is not about this stuff. I just want to give a quick breakdown. It's all about caregiving and taking care of ourselves and all that kind of stuff, which is super challenging, right? Because when you live a high stress type of a job, or you're doing a high stress type of stuff that you're doing on a day-to-day basis, you'll find that you're going to lean on something, right? You're going to lean on something to kind of get some balance. So whatever that is, right? Is it drinking? Is it smoking? Is it exercising? Is it praying? Is it whatever, right? I mean, is it doing this, right? So yeah, I'm looking to make a change. Ultimately, you know what I mean? So once this 30 days is over, the goal in which I'm trying to reach is, let's get out. If it's anything in there, right? Let's get it all out. If this stuff working, and it appears to be working, right, guys? I have a disclaimer. I'm not a medical professional. I don't work for this company, and I'm not pushing this. What I'm doing is pushing what it's supposed to do, right? And that is to make you go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom multiple times, as I mentioned, throughout yesterday and into the day. I started off taking it in nighttime, because I'm thinking with the poop stuff, I'd rather have that problem at night and be home than to take it during the daytime. But I'm switching a little bit just to kind of see what it is, right? Because I had thought initially when I took it that I'm just going to be running to the bathroom every 30 minutes or something. It's not like that. So far, it's not like that, right? And then by me, fasting with smoothies and things like that, it's not much to push out. I feel quoozy for the most part. Very, just, stomach just kind of feel kind of weird. It ain't just not surpassing my appetite, right? I still want to eat some things, right? As I mentioned earlier on the previous video, I made one of the our household favorites. I made some spaghetti, a big pot of spaghetti. I used to go all in on that. I did not do it because the temptation wasn't there, right? I just, I did not do it because I feel I don't want to continue to keep going and all that stuff. So the temptation was there, and I want to make that point right there. This stuff is not going to knock your appetite out and make you say, hey, you know what? I'm not going to eat anything. No, bull. Right? The food still smell good. It's still doable, right? I still want to, dive in and eat on it, but I just did the right thing because of that, right? It wasn't because it was just overpowering or it did not phase me at all with that stuff, if that makes sense. And then, I don't know. I mean, I didn't have any extra energy, or I didn't feel anything, on that side of things. I didn't feel as tired as usual, right? Usually during the daytime, I kind of phase out. I got a couple things going on with me, right? With sleep apnea and things like that, and that's real. I got something coming in on that. You guys probably want to follow me on that as well. I got an item they've been pushing it out there for big time. So all my sleep apnea folks, there's people that snore, all that kind of stuff. There's this special mouthpiece that's supposed to make all the snoring and all that stuff disappear. So I'm gonna do a challenge on that when I'm done with this one, right, guys? I want to really know what that's like. I don't think people really know how sleep apnea really affects you, right? It really affects your head. I've really been getting into this lately. It make you get headaches. It really affects a certain part of your brain. When I wake up, I have dry mouth and all kinds of things like that. But that we'll say that for the other challenge. I just want to let you guys know that I had to note that because I'm gauging this challenge with this sour salt, as I mentioned, and what is it doing for me, right? Is it giving me more energy or something to that effect? Not necessarily. I haven't been drinking any coffee. I did try, right? This is transparency. I did try, and it didn't. For weird part about it, I don't know, man. It didn't work. I took about a swallow or so, but it didn't work. And that's not, coffee is my thing, man. I love coffee. But yeah, I don't know. So far, I did it because I did it because I didn't want to drink the coffee. I didn't do it because this knocked the taste of coffee out my mouth. So I want people to know that. So far, it's not doing that, right? What it is doing, right, so far, if I was to give it like and I don't know, 5 point, so far, I'd probably say 3 or something, right? I mean, it makes you go to the bathroom. I mean, damn, we probably got a ton of products out there that make you go to the bathroom. And like I said, I've seen some interesting things. You can DM me here, DM me in the comments here if you want to see the poop, right? I mean, some people that I don't want to put that on people, but if you want to see it, I got pictures of it, and I can show you the poop, and then I can and literally have arrows kind of pointing to what I thought was kind of weird, right? You know what I mean? Other than that, if it was just solid poop or something, I just left it alone. But if I seen something weird in it or whatever, then I make note of it, and you guys can see it yourself. But yes, that's the sours, sups, and all that kind of stuff. But my caregivers of the world, man, I also want to kind of tap into as well is the fact that I'm on a spiritual journey as well, which is not easy, of course. Right, life goes on. I don't care what you got going on, what challenges you have, right? With 30-day challenges, whatever you got going on, we still got life in front of us, right? So it's always a challenge, and that is a challenge. But I will say this, with my my spiritual part of this journey, it's pretty cool. I'm loving it. It's pretty cool right now. It's gaining me some structure, helping me get some structure to the day, that sort of thing as well. If I continue to keep following it, and I'm learning things about myself. So yes, guys, that's it overall. I got the pack about to wake up, which is my son. He's about ready to wake up here. But I did want to, as promised, deliver this video to you guys. Like I said, in depth more in depth. I will also kind of, for my folks in the world that you want to know, if you never fast before, if you want to know, like how do you, um, have that spiritual connection. What are some things that you guys are doing when you guys fast, and whatever kind of fast? They got all kind of fasts out there. Like what are you doing? Like what are you studying? What's your process like when you fast, right, guys? I want to know, right? Whatever I got going ain't perfect. I'm just telling you what I'm doing right now, what's working for me. I will share some kind of the process and what I'm looking up scripturally and things to that effect. If you do want that, tap in here. Tap in the comments as well. And please, guys, like, subscribe, and share. I need you guys to share the moment, share the journey, even if it's not for you. Share the journey, right? Like I said, guys, initially when I first started this, I'm gonna do a weigh-in every week, considering the fact, like every day. I doubt every day if I'm, you know, I doubt every day if I'm losing weight, but if I am, I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna do it every week, so every 5 days or whatever days that is. Every so often, I'm gonna weigh in. I weighed in at a little about 304 pounds. Right, guys? Remember that was in the first video. You guys, if you want to know more about that, like I said, tap into our the other video here we have starting off this challenge, and you can also tap in over at Facebook. Got a couple videos over there as well. So guys, what works for you guys, right? In the journey of trying to get right, so to speak. My caregivers of the world, those are the people I'm kind of leaning into, and I like to be that example, if you would, the example, just a real person, having a following, and to some degree, you're influencing people a little bit. That's why they call it an influencer. So I want to make sure I influence you guys right. And once again, like I said, we do have our bar sops. Bar sours. I kind of mix that in. It kind of knocks the taste down a little bit. Right? It is there, guys. It is horrible, right? It's horrible. I don't know nobody else tell you or fool you or anything to that effect. And a lot of water, guys. I've been doing a lot of water, of course. I would say my pee. It's kind of weird because I've been drinking a lot of water, but it's been kind of heavy. Kind of yellowish a little bit. I don't know if that have anything to do with the sours. I thought I'd share that with you guys as well. But other than that, guys, that's that's about it. That's about it, guys. I got my man an hour up. Yeah, he's up. All right, guys. Enough said. We get back at you guys for day 4. And like I said, do go into you can go into the YouTube channel here, and I post some notes along the way. Right, I got things that stand out. You can go into our post notes in the YouTube, right, and it kind of gives you some things that kind of stand out as well. And matter of fact, I might even just post a link to the pictures over there as well. You know, whatever that comes, you know, whatever that helps you guys out. I'm just thinking, make sure I got everything. But other than that, guys, hey, thank you guys for chiming in. Be on the lookout. We got a couple other videos and stuff like that I'm working on right now. Other than that, behind closed doors, everybody can get it. That's right. Mark, you co-signed it. You guys take it easy.